A Constellation app, which is the companion system that organizes my entire business, the software teams, all the projects, automation, personal and business, and prioritizes everything. Constellation has now been upgraded. I'm going to take you through these upgrades quickly. This is my mission control. So the way it divides up work is there is a dashboard, which is for the most part, my time at both personal and business. There is work, and in work, we have a list of our projects, the tasks, and where we put new work to be done. And knowledge is the documents that we actually upload, or that AI uploads references for a particular project. Learning are the skills that our agents have. And trust is essentially the trust levels that we set on different things, what we're comfortable with. So it forces AI to come back with a level of confidence that it has when it is presenting an idea or some information. We'll just quickly go back to dashboard. So this is a combination of picking up from multiple email accounts that I have, from multiple calendars, and then prioritizes these as to what I have to do right now. I can set filters on events that I do not want included. I can go into focus mode, basically put down anything that needs immediate attention. I can create a new note or a new action. These will be added to the list. The digest are things that I need to look at urgently and that prioritizes things for me. This can be accessed via that button and a badge indicating how many things I need to be aware of. On the work front, we have a list of all of the projects. This is divided up into the different companies or different subgroups. I can view this as a list view or progress view. Progress view shows whether this particular project is live. It shows the hierarchy. If I click on the project, I can actually edit things myself, set goals and objectives. This is also updated by AI. It doesn't matter whether I use Claude directly or via Constellation LL, of those projects have additional information. That additional information is actually used by AI to make sure that it's never working on the wrong project, doesn't get confused. I can also look at it as a mind map. So this is just a mind map of all of those projects. So if I just want to have a look at, say, Medcast Media, I can look at those projects or break that down further. So just HCPs. You can export everything to a CSV, import from CSV. You can view as a map or as a tree, check tasks that are currently running. What are we up to? What are the dependencies? There can be literally hundreds of these running at the same time. And you can see which agent is working on it. If you put a new task in Constellation, you stipulate which project it's for, write out as much as you want on that task, and then start it running. It will instigate the right suite of agents working through Constellation. Environments helps the agent be able to get through the right environment and have your keys safely managed. Then we have the section knowledge made up of knowledge, learning, and trust. So knowledge stores information relevant to all projects or specific to a project. You can upload Word documents, HTMLs, PDFs, and much more. Constellation passes the information, so it becomes in a format much easier to retrieve and digest for AI. Learning is about skills. These are the skills that you can write, import in, and it can be assigned to a sub-agent. In other words, an AI dedicated to doing a particular task. Trust is the last thing here. And that is what trust levels and how we set the trust levels when AI is producing a response. Trust determines the level of confidence with the agent has regarding that response and whether it should act autonomously or not based on the level of confidence. So in other words, don't proceed unless you're 90% confident. Okay, we'll just finish up on is the actual software team itself. This is created depending on the type of departments and skill you need to complete projects. You can view the team in an office environment or as a network. You can set the departments, skills, and line management. My medical software development team includes customer service, customer advisory, compliance, regulations, security, legal, data, systems, testing, back-end, front-end, design, training, documentation, medical, and testing. Having said that, I only talk to Atlas, the head honcho of all of the software department managers. Atlas uses the most powerful large language model that Anthropic has, and then we use as cheaper models as we go down the chain, and reasoning becomes less crucial. So this keeps the costs low. If we use Constellation directly instead of via Claude, we use it through the inbox. This is where drop information in. Atlas determines which departments are involved and passes relevant information to the manager. That in turn passes to their team. You can see what is happening in the flow diagram it creates on the fly. Let's see the example in action for a task I set UOP called Bulk PBS Resubmission Feature. Let's click on that and watch it, drawing up a plan and determining which departments are involved, what the brief is, and what specialists have been booted up. The reference library stores the relevant documents for quick and precise reference, and that is Constellation. Thank you.